Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. How are we feeling? Who's ready for day 5? Can you believe it? All right, I'm going to give you all a moment to hop on. Let's see, make sure I can find you. La la la. All right, here we go. Here we go. So, as you pop up, friends, I have my full moon tights on because it's a full moon and an eclipse. Who is up on the East Coast at 4 a.m. and to see the eclipse? I know a few of you. I've seen some photos on Instagram. I love it. I love it. You are my people. So my room looks in the direction of the moon usually setting. And I remember I woke up in the middle of the night and I could see stars. So I knew it was clear because last night it had been cloudy. And I saw stars and I didn't see the moon, which I thought was surprising because it was the full moon. And then I remembered, wait, and then suddenly, good morning. Hi, Cindy. And then suddenly the moon was there. And I realized I had just kind of partaken in some of the eclipse. So, unbeknownst to me, I wasn't thinking about it, even though I knew about it. So, there we go. I wasn't formally up, but I was kind of up and I saw the eclipse. Super fun. Good morning. So, as we are popping on today, you don't need blankets or pillows because today's practice isn't isn't really a yin practice. It's really more of an energetic practice. And so we'll dive into that in just a second. But what I would love, friends, I'm freezing. I don't know about you. What I would love is as you are popping on to A, say hello, and second, B, let's check in with how are you feeling? As we have moved through this week and these practices, and wherever you are on this journey, some of you have practiced every single one of the days. Some of you have popped in here or there. Some of you may be in the group and thinking, I didn't do the challenge, but I'm here, Elena. And so then let's just check in. And what I would love is, in the spirit of this full moon, for you to just pause for a moment and notice what is being illuminated. What is showing up that you can see, right? What do you notice? It's been a roller coaster of a week. Yes, Karen, real life, right? And what I love about that realization is that we tend to think of these roller coasters of a weeks as anomalies, right? And the reality is that life in its aliveness is the full spectrum of all the experiences. And so, more often than not, life is a roller coaster, right? It's There are big waves and little waves, and they go in and out. And so, the nudge that I love to offer is, yeah, and right, how do we get to keep showing up? And what I hope is one of the takeaways that you all get from this week and any time that you show up with me is that these practices, these nudges, help us come back to ourselves to get rooted, curious, and alive. And that's how we inhabit our joy over the long term, right? None of these are about flipping the switch to the constant on position, but it is about giving ourselves tools and practices that over and over we can come back and choose to nurture and nourish ourselves, to connect with our most rooted self, to inhabit our joy. Yeah. So as we dive into this day 5, what I would love to know is, what's sticking with you? What questions are coming up? Tomorrow, there's actually going to be a bonus day because I do that. And it's the email in the morning is going to have some questions for you to reflect because I invited you to set an intention at the beginning of the week. So to be checking in with that, and there's going to be a bonus practice. You're welcome. So let's consider this day 5. And I called this day 5 opening your wings, right? And what I would love for you to consider is that when we begin to open the doors to possibility, that opening it doesn't start with an action. I mean, it sounds like it does because you're physically opening the door, right? But it really isn't about an action. It isn't about the doing. That opening of the door comes from an energetic place. It comes from a state of being, a state of attunement, right? Getting into that energy. That's where we then show up to be able to open the door and then walk through it, which, yes, can then have some doing, some action. Yeah? Thoughts? What do you think about that? How does that sound? Just take a moment and kind of process that, because we are so good at doing. We want to think our way through everything. In fact, just this morning, I woke up with all this energy and I spent about 45 minutes totally in doing mode, in searching, and because I'm planning a retreat for the new Unleashed group that starts in January, and we get to go on in-person retreat for a long weekend in March. And I have a few places, but I was like, I don't know, I kind of want to look and see if there are any other places that pop, because I'm in between 2 or 3 locations. And then I started looking and I started overthinking, and I was like, oh no, this doesn't work because, and this doesn't work. And I said, pause. That is not what's going to help me find this place. It's the energy that I want to bring that's going to help me find the right place and know which one between these 2 or 3 that I'm right. Because I can overthink why this one is good and why that one is better. All the overthinking. But that's not going to help me find the exact right spot. Yeah. So I have 2 stories I want to share with you, and then we're going to move into our practice and your invitation for today and the giveaway, yesterday's giveaway of the Thrive Journal, and the announcement of the grand prize giveaway, which will come on Monday. So 2 stories really quick. So let's just talk about the elephant in the room, which is this painting of Venice, Italy. And this painting in the room was commissioned by my parents. Actually, my mom's ex-boyfriend painted it. There you go. In the late 80s. We're thinking around like 87, 88. And so my family is from Venice. I wasn't born in Venice, but my mom was, and all the things. That's home. And all of that to say, I grew up with this painting, right? It's greeted me so many days whenever I lived with my parents, going back to my parents, all of these things. And so fast forward to now. I have over the years had this nudge, had this feeling of one day I want to create my own retreat center. And I kind of heard it and I'd say it out loud and then I'd push it away. Well, when I was in Costa Rica this August with my husband, we were out stand-up paddleboarding. And I had been really just immersed in the aliveness of the jungle and the volcano. We were still near the Arenal volcano at that time, and the rainforest and all of these things. And we were stand-up paddleboarding on Lake Arenal. And I just had this has to happen. Like, this retreat center is mine to create. So I tapped into this feeling. It came out of nowhere. It doesn't make logical sense. And I don't know where this retreat center is going to be, but it just was this feeling. So then I said it out loud to my husband, who's like, here we go again. And I'm like, no, really, really. Like, I actually now know that by 2023, when my daughter graduates high school, I want to have a place. And by 2025, I want it to be open. Beyond that, I know nothing. So then I came home and I kept kind of sticking with this feeling and coming back to that energy state. And at one point in a visualization, the name came to me. It's going to be called the Flying Lion Sanctuary. Now, the flying lion is the winged lion of Venice. It is the symbol of Venice. It's what's on the Venetian flag. It's also what my parents always named their boats. And I am all Leo, in case you can't tell, right? A lot of fire, a lot of energy, but I'm also, the big moments in my life have always felt very expansive, like I'm soaring. So all of these things come together. I decide I'm going to call this the Flying Lion Sanctuary. Again, trying to go into overthinking. Where should it be? Nope. Pull myself back. Energy, energy, energy. How will this feel? And as I allowed myself to notice how it would feel, I was visualizing one day and during a morning practice, just sticking with it for a moment, letting myself steep in it, absorb it. And I had this realization that this painting one day was going to be in the community space. So whatever that space is where people come gather at the retreat center, this painting was going to be there. And I thought, well, that's interesting because, I knew that this painting would one day be mine, but I hoped that that day would come very, very far away because it would come when my parents could no longer have it, right? And so I didn't want that day to come anytime soon. But it was very clear to me, this painting would be there. That was about a month ago that I had this visualization. And about 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, give or take, my parents are moving. I got a call on their moving date, and my dad said, so funny story, said painting doesn't fit in the stairwell of the new place. Can you take it? And I said, I hadn't told my parents about this visualization, by the way. And I said, what do you mean, can I take it? Can you take it now? As in, if we had this brought to you. And I thought, yes. And then I told them about this visualization. And I was like, well, my house just becomes the pass through then. So, and then what's funny is when we thought about places in my house where this could go, I didn't want it to be in a place that got direct light. And the only wall that could take that was here in my office. So friends, I literally now get to look at this painting that energetically connects me with my roots, oh, by the way, and my future. And it cultivates this state of being. I know what this feels like. It feels like opening my wings and flying. So I share this story with you because when we think about turning our walls into doors and getting out of our head, I say this because this is what I practice, this is what I teach, this is what I believe. Your truest self, your dreams, your magic, your greatness doesn't come from your brain. It comes when we are in our bodies and let our desire, our creativity, our passions, our yearnings, our heart to open. Okay. So that's story number one. Story number two, very quickly, I just want to share. So I was speaking with a client this week and she was talking about, so she's in Thrive Unleashed and we are working on expansion this month. And she was talking about how her expansion was going. And she said what she realized is that her expansion is working because she's moving out of doing and into being. And the reason I wanted to share this story with you is because what she said was doing feels contrived. It feels restrictive. But when she allows herself to go into being, I loved her feeling, right? So mine is the energy of the flying lion, open arms and wings and flying. Hers felt like a warm, fuzzy sweater, which isn't why I'm wearing a warm, fuzzy sweater, but it does help. And the warm, fuzzy sweater, right, felt like peaceful and home and love and safe to expand, safe to get out of her comfort zone. And so I wanted to share this with you because regardless of what your doorway that you want to step into is, whether it's something big and audacious or something subtle that only you would ever know, that doorway becomes accessible to you when you access it, not with doing, but with being. And that being starts in your body. It starts with allowing yourself to feel it. So we're going to practice now. We're going to get into our bodies. And what we're going to do is stand. You don't need anything for this. Um, yeah, no, you don't need anything. So but I'm going to pause and see, what questions do you have? What thoughts come up? What feelings come up? Yeah, put them into the comments. Or if you're watching this later, you can put them into the comments or write it down for yourself. Okay. So here we go. We're going to stand. And what I'm going to invite you to do is, and you're going to see my full moon dice. How fun are these? Can you see? They have all the stages of the moon. They're my favorite. Oh, you can't see me. Okay, we'll go. Nope. All right. I'm going to go way, way back, all the way into Venice. Here we go. So I'm going to invite you to just stand with your feet about hip distance. And to begin, just allow your hands to be by your sides. And just take a moment, keep your eyes open. And just notice if the body wants to wiggle, if it feels like it needs any movements, give it permission to do that. And then invite yourself into stillness with the eyes open and just gaze around you. Notice where you are. Locate yourself as if you were, turning on the GPS on your phone to find you. Allow the satellites to locate you where you are in this current moment, and just notice what's around you. Notice the colors. Notice something that perhaps makes you smile or that you're grateful for. And then if it feels good, allow your awareness to begin to get closer and closer towards you, as if the spotlight is really zooming in on you. And maybe your eyes close. You can certainly keep your eyes open if that feels better, but as wherever you are, eyes closed or open, begin to notice the feeling of the earth underneath your feet. Feel that support, your foundation. Feel rooted, grounded. You might even consider, what is one thing that you can feel underneath your feet. Just really come into the present moment through sensation. You can notice your toes, the balls of your feet, the heels. Allow your awareness to travel up the legs, to the back of the legs, the back of the knees, up the backs of the legs to the hips. Notice the pelvis, the low belly, the navel, the upper belly. Feel all of these areas of the body connected and rooted. And then allow awareness to travel into the space around the heart and the chest and the shoulders. Notice the arms, the elbows, the hands, the fingertips. Allow your awareness to travel gently back up the fingertips, up your arms, to the shoulders, to the base of the neck, the top of the spine. And notice the entire spine here, from the tailbone all the way up the back to the base of the neck. And bring awareness to the crown of the head. And we're taking this moment, this extra moment, to get really rooted here. Feel into your breath, allow it to move through you without force or effort. Notice, receive the inhale, and experience the exhale. Let the breath be whatever it wants to be, big or small. And gently guide your awareness to the belly. And place your right hand there. And feel the belly receive the inhale without force. Just simply guide the inhale there. Feel the rise and the fall. Find a few breaths here. Receiving that breath into the belly and out. And then gently guide the left hand to the heart. And on your next breath in, receive it in the belly on the inhale. And on the exhale, send the breath to the heart. We'll find a few rounds of breath here. Receive the inhale in the belly. Release it, expand it at the heart. Notice what's in your heart right now. And then consider this question. What am I ready to open the doorway to? Or for, what am I ready to open this doorway for or to? Allow your body to answer. What am I ready to open my wings to? And whatever answer finds you in your body, maybe a sensation, a thought, a color, allow your arms to open up and wide. Maybe your gaze lifts, and breathe. Find an inhale, allow it to find your heart. And on the exhale, imagine that you're expanding and opening the heart a little bit more. Stay here. You can open your eyes, see what's here for you, or keep the eyes closed. But notice the sense of energy that's inside you. Even if you're not sure what you're opening to, just receive that breath in the heart and feel that expansion on the exhale. We're going to stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Let them be yours. Just notice the physical sensations that emerge, maybe in your legs, maybe in your spine. Maybe you begin to smile. Whatever's here, let it be exactly what you need. One more big inhale here. Open mouth, let it go. And then on your inhale, reach your arms up and together, capture that energy, say thank you to it, and then bring that energy on your exhale down to your heart and pause. And then bring that energy, left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly where you began. And feel that energy of what you are opening the door to be planted like a seed within you. Find a breath here. Exhale, let it go. You can release the chin down towards the chest. Flutter your eyes open gently. And then when you're ready, lift your gaze. Maybe do a little dance to just allow that energy to move through you. And then we'll come back together. And what I would love to know as we come back together is just take a moment and write down anything that emerged for you, how that felt, what you noticed. And then I would love to hear what came up for you. What did you notice? How did that feel? What did you sense into opening? And as you put that into the comments, I will share with you your invitation, your homework, your challenge. And you have all the way until Monday to do this and to share if you want to be eligible for the grand prize, which I will share in just a moment. Because on Monday at 9:30, we are going to gather. Oh, Karen, thank you. He is pretty cute, isn't he? His name is Jupiter. Um, the homework, the invitation is to practice this idea of getting rooted and then consider, what doorway are you ready to open? And how will that feel? What I really want you to play with is feeling this. Notice how it feels in your body. Maybe a vision starts to come forward, a color, a picture, a symbol, right? Just like mine did. But allow this to start with a feeling and then spend a few moments each day over the next few days connecting to that feeling, the energy state, the state of being. That is your homework, your challenge. And on Monday, we're going to gather for a live, I'm going to call it a masterclass. It's going to be about an hour long. And we're going to think about, how do you bring this forward? How do you step towards this from this place of inhabiting your joy? Connecting everything that we've talked about this week. And you're going to get a bonus practice tomorrow that might help. So there's that. So the grand prize, I'm so excited, on Monday will be a ticket, a spot at the Unleash You virtual retreat on Saturday, December 11th. And what this is amazing about this is, even if you can't be there live, which I would love for you to be there live, it'll be recorded. But this is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. There will be yin yoga in the morning. There will be this virtual circle of deliciousness that we create, dancing and exploring and guided meditation and breath work. And in the afternoon, you'll be vision boarding and then thinking about how to bring all this forward. And when I talk about vision boarding, friends, yes, you might be cutting out pictures, but again, I do vision boards from a sense, a state of being, right? A place of energy, a feeling. And I will tell you that my vision boards are magic, and I can't wait to help you let your vision board be magic too. And so you will get to come as my guest. And it gets better. You get to bring a friend. So not only do you win, but you get to bring a friend. Amazing, right? I know. And so that is the amazing grand prize that I will announce on Monday. So if you have questions, let me know about this. Today's treat is the Thrive Journal. This amazing thing that I created, and I won't lie, like I love it. And the reason that I love it is because it helps you do everything we did today on a regular, ongoing basis and stay accountable to yourself, to your truest self, to your dreams, towards your intentions. It helps you be rooted and curious and delighted and alive in your life, and also just helps you notice stuff. So this amazing thing is going to go to, I mean, if I trusted Jupiter not to eat it, I would let him pick. But all right, it is going to Mary Beth. There you go, Mary Beth. I will need your address. Send it to me, please, and you will get a Thrive Journal. So your homework is to tap into this state of energy, this state of being about what it is you want to open the door to. Play with it. Feel yourself open the door. You don't have to do anything, but let's get really specific about what that energy will feel like. What will it feel like? Maybe you'll also begin to notice what it will look like, what it will sound like. That's your challenge. You can share your reflections here in the comments, on the pinned post, or in an email. Hit reply to the email for the recap email later today. I can't wait to hear how this goes. Join us on Monday morning for our live masterclass. We're going to do it here. I thought about moving it to Zoom, but we're just going to do it here. We're going to keep it easy. And I can't wait to explore how to really integrate all of this and bring it forward for you. Okay? Let me know what questions you have. Ask for what you need. It's a big favorite thing of mine. Mwah. Have a beautiful full moon Friday. Have a glorious weekend. Go be your expansion.